Hi, I'm Kalashian for Live and Invest Overseas, and today we are talking about 3 top beachfront havens where you can still buy property for much less than you think you probably could. So here we go. Imagine owning a beachfront home. It's not just for millionaires anymore. Anybody can do it. In the US right now, waterfront property comes at a 75% premium compared to other locations around the world. That's an extra $600,000 or more just to live by the ocean. But if you're willing to look beyond the US, there are some dream escapes that become surprisingly affordable and attainable. So today I'm going to show you 3 overseas beach destinations where you can still buy property at prices that might really shock you. So these are obscure or hard to reach places. They're all livable and real authentic places to live with established expat communities, friendly locals, solid infrastructure, and most importantly, real value when it comes to real estate, especially beachfront living. So let's start with the classic, the Caribbean. So Ambergris Caye, Belize is one of the top expat havens in the world. It's classic Caribbean. It's got that white sugar sand, turquoise water, palm trees. But here's the big difference. You're not paying those luxury Caribbean prices that you're probably familiar with. A typical 2-bedroom condo here runs around $277,000 US. That's for nearly 1,000 square feet on an island, living minutes from the beach with an ocean view. And lifestyle-wise, this is about as easy as it gets. There's no transition or much culture shock coming to Belize. English is the official language here. You can get around by golf cart. There are no cars on this island. And the expat community, as I said, it's very well established. So there's tons of meetups, groups, and a big and supportive community. Plus, you're just a short flight from the US. This is one of the easiest places to transition to a beach lifestyle that really won't feel too unfamiliar. If you've, been to Florida, you'll have the same kind of vibe from Ambergris Caye in Belize. So it's especially good for anybody who's looking for something simple, relaxed, and familiar. But maybe you want something with a little bit more history, a little bit more off the beaten trail, a little bit more of a different culture to your own. So now let's head south again to South America. So we're going to look at Santa Marta, Colombia. And this is one of the most beautiful Caribbean beachfront towns in Colombia. It's actually the oldest city in Colombia with a beautiful colonial center and a really strong growing expat scene. Yet prices are still remarkably low here. So you're looking at around $255,000 US for a 2-bedroom apartment near the beach. Even more interesting is that prices have been rising fast, over 100% in the past few years, and they're still considerably more affordable than international counterparts. So what you've got here is some built-in appreciation that's almost sure to take place, and you're still getting in at a really nice, comfortable entry point. What you get here is really unique. It's got Caribbean beaches, but it's also got this historical charm, modern infrastructure, and a really, really wonderful local population. This is not an English-speaking destination, so you will need some Spanish here, but for many people, that is part of the appeal, and the food is wonderful. So finally, if you're looking for the best value of all, I have one more destination for you. This last one will be for you. But before I get to that, I want to just make a quick plug for our International Property Summit. It is a one-stop shop for real estate trends, markets, and insights around the world. And as well as all of that information, you're getting exclusive, turnkey, fully vetted real estate deals from across the globe. If you're interested in making money from the world's surest and most profitable asset, I urge you to RSVP to our International Property Summit today, and you might even qualify for discounts. So learn more and RSVP at that link on the screen now. So finally, our best value destination is in Brazil, in Fortaleza specifically. So let's talk about Fortaleza, Brazil. This is a full-scale city, over 2 million people here with long sandy beaches, year-round sunshine, and a vibrant coastal lifestyle. But here's what makes it really stand out. You can still find 2-bedroom apartments here for around $177,000 US dollars. So that's not just affordable, that's almost unheard of for ocean view property just a couple minutes from the beach. Plus, Fortaleza offers this really beautiful, vibrant, lively beach culture, walkable boardwalks, big city amenities. You really don't need to make any compromises on lifestyle here. And if you want something quieter, there are smaller beach towns up and down the coast. It is a bit farther from North America here, so it's better suited for the more adventurous buyer who might not want to go back home quite so frequently, but the value here is impossible to ignore. So big picture, the beachfront dream hasn't disappeared. It's just moved overseas and across oceans. In the markets like Florida or California, the dream might feel out of reach. But internationally, you can still find lower property prices, a lower cost of living overall, and a completely fun, exciting new lifestyle to explore and adventure in. And in fact, in some cases, you could buy multiple properties overseas for the price of just one back home. So the real question becomes, are you set on staying where you are, or are you open to looking a little bit further afield? Because sometimes the best opportunities are the ones just outside of your familiar map. And if you're curious about any of these markets or others like them, this is exactly the kind of information we cover here at Live and Invest Overseas, especially during our International Property Summit. I urge you to learn more about that if beach property or real estate of any kind around the world is of interest to you. Happy trails.